Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. So let's quickly start with today's session. In our session, first we are going to cover charts of accounts today. So what is charts of accounts? The chart of account is the underlying structure for organizing financial information and reporting. An entity records transaction with a set of codes representing balances by type, expenses by function, and other divisional or organizational codes that are important to its business. The charts of accounts facilitates aggregating data from different operations, from within an operation, and from different business flow, thus enabling the organization to report using consistent definition to their stakeholders in compliance with legislative and corporate reporting standards and aiding in management decisions. So this is the chart of account overview. And when we are talking about chart of account, it is good to understand the concept of key flex field also. So what is key flex field? Key flex field provides a way for Oracle Fusion applications to represent objects such as accounting codes, part numbers, or job descriptions, which combine multiple segments into single object for concatenate segments. Now, the architect of key flex field. Flex field metadata is stored in the flex field metadata tables. When you configure a key flex field, you define metadata about the key flex field covering aspects such as segments are in a structure in the flex field, value sets in each segment. Now, let's move towards the components of the charts of accounts. So, components of the charts of accounts are like charts of account structure, charts of accounts instance, value sets, deploy, values, account combination. Then there are rules such as security rules and cross validation rules. Then there are segments. In segments, we also define segment labels like primary balancing segment, second balancing segment, third balancing segment, cost center, natural account, intercompany. These are the some of the segment labels which we give while creating a segment in charts of accounts. So these are the structure. So we can say that the component in it. So charts of accounts define the number and attributes of various segments. Now segment is component of the account combination. Then value sets and value define the attributes and values associated with a segment of the charts of accounts. Then segment labels are assigned special functionality to certain segments such as balancing, cost center, natural accounts. Then the account combination. It is the complete code of segments value that uniquely identifies an account. So this was the overview of charts of accounts. Now let's talk about the charts of account structure, instance, deployment in detail. So what is charts of account structure? It is one of the component in charts of accounts as we have seen in the PPT, last PPT. So charts of account structure. A chart of account structure defines the key attributes for your charts of accounts. These attributes include the number of segments, the segment sequence, segment name, segment prompts, segment labels, for example, natural account primary balancing and default value sets in it. And what is the instance? The chart of account instance is exposed in user interface and processes. By default, the chart of account instance inherit all the attributes of the charts of account structure, meaning that all instances of the same structure share a common shape and have the same segments in the same order. So basically, charts of account structure is defined at the global level, and chart of account structure instance is defined in the country level. Now, here are some points to remember while creating a charts of account. Like every charts of account must have two mandatory segments in it. Then there must be only one balancing segment to avoid complications. Chart of account should have one or more future segments as this is the one time setup. So it is better to create spare segments while defining your charts of account. So that is what is one or more future segment is meant here. Now, as per the requirements of the client, segment should be created. Maximum segments which can be defined in the charts of account is 30, but it is recommended to go for 8 to 10 segments only to avoid the complications. And rest depends upon the requirement of the client. That how many segments need to be created in the charts of accounts. Now, number of values in company segment should be equal to the number of business unit. The charts of account structure is created at global level. For using the same, we have to create its instance so that it can be used as country level. Now, what is balancing segment? Balancing segments ensure that all journals balance for each balancing segment value or combinations of multiple balancing segment values. Now let's consider this example. The following table shows a journal that was entered to transfer advertising and phone expense from company 1 cost center A to company 2 cost center B here. Fine. So here you can see that company 1 cost center A advertising expense account is debited by 600. Then company 2 cost center B advertising expense is credited by 600. Then company 1 cost center A phone expense account is debited by 800. And then company 2 cost center B phone expense account is credited by 800. Now what will happen? The posting process creates journal line to balance the entry across the primary and secondary balancing segment, that is company and the cost center here in this example. The following table show all the journal lines including the balancing lines from 5 to 8. You can see this 5 to 8 lines are for the balancing only, which are automatically created here. Fine, so this is what this balancing segment is. Now you can see company 1 cost center A advertising expense is debited by 600 and company 1 cost center A balancing account is credited by 600, and likewise for the other three lines, these other three lines are created for balancing it. So this is how balancing segment works. Now moving towards the next slide here. Flexible deployment. The one of the component in the types of accounts is deployment as well. So deployment generates or refreshes the application development framework, that is ADF, business component objects that render flex fields on the UI. Whenever a value set's definition changes, the deployment status of a flex field that uses the value set changes to edited. If the change result from a patch, the deployment status of the flex field changes to patched. Fine. So this is how status of the deployment changes. Like if editing is done, then edited. From patch is done, then patched. This is how status gets changed here. Now let's move to the steps which we need to follow for creating a charts of account in the application is how to set up charts of account. So first we will create value sets. After creating value sets, we need to create charts of account structure. Then after creating charts of account structure, we need to create chart of accounts instant. Then we need to deploy it for this changes whatever we are creating in the charts of accounts, or a new charts of accounts which we are creating comes into play. After deployment only it will happen. Then we will add value sets value to this value sets here. So this is the example which we are going to use for creating a chart of accounts. We will create charts of account structure with the name Fusion chart of account, or we can take any other name also like demo charts of accounts or anything. And after that, after creating structure, we will see how we can create value sets like company, department, account, future are the value sets for segment here. Now what is value sets value? Like under company segments or value sets, there are Fusion Trend, Fusion Fresh, Fusion Digital as a value sets value. Under department segment, none, finance, human resource, sales and marketing department are value sets value for it. Then under accounts segment or value sets, retained earning, land, traveling, sales are the value sets value. And for the future segment, there is default value set value 1. And you can see this 1000 dash 0000 dash 2100 dash 0000. This is fusion trend, department none, retained earning and default. This is what is known as account combination here. This is what is known as account combination, and this is the delimiter which separates the segments from each other. The stash is the delimiter, right? So let's go to the application and see how we can create a charts of accounts there. So first what we will do, we will create value sets. Then after creating value sets, we will create structure. After creating structure, we will create instance. After creating instance, we will deploy this charts of accounts which we have created, and then we will add value sets value in each value sets or segment created. So let's go to the application and see how we can create a charts of accounts there. So I have logged into my application. Now for creating charts of accounts, let's go to settings and action, setup and maintenance. Give setup financials, search for the task, manage charts. So here it is, manage charts of accounts. Value set is the first step. So we will select this task, manage charts of account value sets. Now here in search, give the module general ledger, search. Here you can see all the created value sets in the application. Now for creating a new value sets, just click on this add icon. So as per our example, there are four value sets, that company, that is company, department, accounts and future. These are the four value sets which we are going to create. So let's start creating the same. Now we will give value set code like I'm giving here, say demo value. It is better to give the set codes in capitals and with underscore to avoid any error while deploying the chart account. So demo value underscore company is the first value set code I'm creating. If you want to add description, you can add. I'm not adding. And give module. Module will be general ledger. Now there are various validation type which we can give here is like format only, independent, dependent, subset, table, view, object. Depends upon the requirement. I am giving independent as my value set is not dependent to any other value set or segment. Now value data type I am giving character so that we can use alphanumeric value type. Then security enable, this will be covered separately when we will discuss about the security rules. So leaving it for now and going to the value subset, I will give it as text, and the maximum length as you can see in the example, it is 1000, it is 4 digit. So I'm giving here maximum length as 4 only. And after that I will save and close it. So this is one value set. Now we will create for department, accounts and future, 3 more. So click on this add icon. Again, give value set code. As department. Not adding any description, just giving the module directly as general ledger. Validation type will be independent. Value data type character. Subtype text. And here also the maximum length is 4. And save and close it. Now again click on this add icon. Give value set code. Demo. Sorry. value account. Sorry. Now after adding value set code, get the module, get validation type and value data type. Now value subset will be text. Maximum length again 4. And save and close. Now we will create the last value set in our example, that is with the name of future. So click on this add icon, click value set code, future, your module, journal ledger, validation type independent, value data type character, and value subtype text. The maximum length will be 4. Save and close. So what we have done, we have created the first step, that is creation of the value sets. Now we will go for this next step, that is creation of the structure. Fine, so let's go to the application, save and close the value sets created. Go for the another task with the name manage chart of account structures. Give module. As you can see, manage structure instead of deploy text is faded. It is not activated, so we need to give here insert first module, that will be the journal ledger, and search. Then this tab will get activated. Fine. Now for creating a structure, go to manage structures. If you have created the structure, you can search from the search uh, area. Otherwise, we are creating a new structure, so just click on this add icon. Now give a structure code. So let's give it as the demo fusion COA, that is startup account. I'm giving the same as name also. Now this is delimiter, which I'm going to give a dash as I have discussed in the PPT. It is helpful in separating the segments from one to another, like we have seen in this code combination. This dash 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 between all the segments are what is delimiter do. Now when you will save, this segments area will get activated to create a segment here in the structure. So just save it. Now click on this add icon. We will create 4 segments here in this structure with the name company, department, accounts and future. Segment code will be demo underscore company segment. API name it will take automatically. Now name, I'm giving the same name as segment code. If you want to add any description, you can add. Now what will be the sequence number of the segment company? So it will be the first one, then prompt and short prompt. If you want to add, you can add as any other name, but right now I'm using the same as I have given in segment code and name of this segment. Now display width will be 30 in my case, and column number will be, it will be the segment 1, company segment. And now default value set code, it is nothing but the value set code which we have created just now in the first step. We are going to link the same here. So let's search for the value set code for company which we have created and link with the segment. So here it is. We have created a demo value company. Just select it and say OK. Now we need to give a segment label. I'm giving this company as a primary balancing segment and save and close. Now we will create second segment, that is department, in the same manner. API name it will take automatically. Now I'm giving the same name as segment code, same as prompt name and short prompt also. And the sequence is second. Display width I'm giving 30 only, and the column will be segment 2. It will be reflected as segment 2 in the code combination. Then default value set code which we have created for the department, we will provide it here. We have created this demo value department. Select and say OK, and department will be the cost center segment. I'm giving segment level as cost center to it and save and close. Now the next will be the account segment. So giving the segment code for it, demo account segment. Same name, prompt and short prompt. And the sequence here it is third. Display width will be 30 only. Column name will be segment 3. Account is our third segment, and we will add value set code of accounts which we have created in first step. Here it is, value, demo value account. Select and say OK, and I'm giving this as natural account segment level. There it is, and save and close. Now the next and the last segment under the structure will be the future. So demo future segment. Giving the same name, prompt, short prompt. Sequence will be before. Display with 30. Column will be the segment 4. This is the fourth segment in our charts of accounts or account combination. Then giving the value set code for it. Here it is. I'm giving future segment, a segment level, and save and close. So this is how you can create your structure. Now save and close it. Say done. And the next step is to create a structure instance. Okay, go to manage structure instance. Click on this add icon to create a new instance. Structure instance code will be demo fusion instance. Giving the same as name also. This is enabled and dynamic combination creation allowed is enabled. This will help us to create a various code combination. Like in the example, I have I have discussed only one account combination here is 1000 for company, then 0000 for department, 2100 for accounts, and for future 0000. If you want to create many any other account combination like 1000 for company, then 1100 finance department, then say 2300 for traveling and future default. So this kind of combination you can make, any number of combination you can make by enabling a dynamic combination creation allowed. So this will help us to create various account combinations in our charts of accounts. Like you can take company 1000, department none, accounts retained earning, then default, or company as trends, finance, land, and default in future, or fusion digital, human resource, traveling, and default, or various combinations. So this will help us to create various account combinations. So it is already enabled. Now what we will do, we will add a structure which we have created in the second step. When we will add a structure, all the segments created under the structure will be visible here. So let's give a structure name which we have created. Here it is Demo Fusion COA. You can see where all the four segments under the structure is coming. Now in instance, what you can do is you can see that required there is not enabled anything here. So let's say in structure you have this four segment, but in instance you want only two segment like company and account only. So what you can do, you just need to select edit and click on this required checkbox or enable this required checkbox, and this can be used in our instance. Otherwise it will not be available in our instance for the further usage. But right now I am taking all the four segments in my example. So what I need to do is just select this segment was edit and enable the required checkbox and say OK. And you can see it is required. So it is now, the segment is now available in my instance as well. In the same manner, if you want department also, just select edit, enable this required and say OK. So now company and department both segments are available in my charts of accounts instance. In the same manner, if you want account as well, as you can select edit, enable this and say OK. And if you want this segment, future segment also in your instance, you can just go select edit and say OK to the required checkbox. And if you don't want any segment, you can just left, then it will not be available in your instance. But right now I'm using all the four segments in my instance as well. Go ahead and say OK. So this is how your charts of accounts instance is created. After doing all this thing, just save and close. Now say done. Now you can see deployment status is in edited form. Now what we can do, we can go for the deployment. So just click on this deploy flex suite. If there is any error in the creation of our structure or instance or value set or segments, it will be come to know in this point at the time of valid deployment. It will take some time. Almost completed. So it is completed successfully. There is no error. So now just say OK, and you will see that deployment status also get changed. Now the next thing is what we will do. We will add value sets value to our value set. First we will add in company, Fusion Trend, Fusion Fresh, Fusion Digital. Then under department, non-department finance, human resource, sales and marketing, in accounts retail earning, land, traveling sales, and in future segment, what value sets will add default. So this is value sets value. We are going to add one by one in each value sets. So let's go to the task. Manage charts of accounts value sets value. So first we will search for our value set company. Let's search for demo. So here all the 4 value sets are coming. So let's first add in our company value sets. After selecting this, just go to manage values and click on this add icon to add value sets value under this value set company. Fine. So value will be 1000. Description, say Fusion Trends. This is enabled. If you want to add start or ended, you can. Summarization is no. If you will say summarization yes, then it will be a parent in our charts of accounts. And if you are saying summarization as no, it will be as a child in our charts of accounts. So it will be no, summarization no, and allow posting and allow budgeting as yes. It specifies whether budget entry is allowed for a given segment value, and it specifies that whether posting is allowed for a given segment value. And one more point here to remember is if you will give something as yes, then you need to give allow posting and allow budgeting as no here. Fine. Now we will add one more value set value here. That is 1001 Fusion Fresh. And one more 1002 Fusion Digital. And after giving all this, save and close. Now the next value set is the department in which we are going to add 4 value sets value. So let's add, select the department, go to manage values, click on this add icon, 0000 as none. Finance, I have one more. It is 1101 human resource and then sales and marketing. And the last day, sales and marketing. So this is how we have completed value sets value in a department value set. Save and close it. Now we will select a value set account and goes to manage value, and we will add value sets here by clicking on this add icon. So what we are going to add, it is 2100 retained earning, then land and revenue, then sales. 2100 retained earnings. The additional thing which we are going to give here is the account type. We need to give account type here for our account. So for retained earning, it will be the owner's equity. Now the next was land. And will be our assets. There will be traveling and sales. And the sales account type. So this is how you can add n number of value sets value in our account value set, and also need to specify account type additionally here. Fine. Now just save and close it. Now the last value set is the future. So select the same, go to manage values, and we will add one default here. By clicking on this add icon, give value 0000, give description as default, and save and close. We are creating this future segment additionally for our future use. So this is one of the spare account in our spare segment in our charts of accounts. Because this charts of accounts creation and setup is one time and very complex in nature, I have shown here very simple example, but in reality it is very complex things to do there in charts of accounts. So it is better to make additional spare segments while creating charts of accounts like future, name, or spare 1, spare 2, spare 3 with the name of like this. We can create extra or additional segments in our charts of accounts to avoid the complication in the future. And after doing all these things, the save and close. So this is how we have created our charts of accounts in the application. So what we have done, first we have created value sets. Then after creating value sets, we have created structure. After creating structure, we have created instance. And after creating instance, we have deployed flex field. After deploying without errors, it is done successfully. Then we have added the value sets value in it. So this is how our charts of accounts is created in the instance. Now let's see another concept of the accounting calendar in the Fusion. So an accounting calendar is used to create your accounting year and the periods it contains. It specifies common calendar options that the application uses to automatically generate a calendar with its period. It is very simple concept. Accounting period is nothing but the accounting year physical year you want to create in your application for the usage. So let's go to the application and quickly see how we can create an accounting calendar. So for it, we will go to the setup financial only and search for the task manage accounting calendar. So here it is, manage accounting calendar. Go to the task manage accounting calendars. You can see already created calendars here are displaying. For creating a new, just click on this add icon. Give a name to your calendar, like I am giving here demo calendar. If you want to add description, you can add, and the start date. I'm giving 1st January 2023. Now, what is the period frequency for your calendar? Monthly, quarterly, weekly, yearly, or weekly, whatever the requirement is. You can give the period frequency depending upon it. I'm using monthly only. Then separator is fine. The dash format is fine. It is month, year, and calendar year. Fine. There are various formats available. You can use according to your requirement. Now, first period is coming as January 23. If you want to use this calendar for budgetary control only, you can enable this. Otherwise, just ignore. And adjusting period frequency. For adjustment, what will be the period frequency? So there are various options available, but it is recommended or best practice to give once at year end as adjusting period frequency. Fine. And after giving all this information, just click on the next. Now here you can see all the 12 periods as we have given started as January was 23 and because years monthly, it has created the accounting calendar for 12 months here. And as we have given adjusting period frequency as once at the year end, so it is giving one additional month for the adjustment here. And you can see the date. It is coming at the last 31st December 23, 31st December 23 for one day. If you want to change, you can give it as 1st December 23 to 31st December 23 also. But by default, it gives adjusting as as on the last day and one day only for 31st December only as it was coming in this example. Fine, so I have changed it. I have given 1st December here rather than 31st December and it is enabled. The heading is adjusting period. So adjusting period is this third month created by the name 13 underscore December dash 23. So this is enabled and we are done with the chart of accounts and just save and close. Now if you want to add another period or more period to your calendar, how you can do is, so after saving the search for a calendar which we have created, this is our calendar, edit it, and you can see here add year tab is coming. What you can do is you can just click on this and one more year will be added to it. You can see first period is January 24 and all the 12 months has been created here. Fine. So this is how you can add year in your calendar year as well. And after that just save and close. So this is how accounting calendar is created. Now there is one more concept of currencies with the name or with the task manage currencies. So these currencies are already seeded in the Oracle Fusion application. We are not required to create any currency here, but I will navigate to the task and I will show you how currency we can see in the application. So first of all, what is currency? We can create or enable any currency for displaying monetary amounts, assigning currency to ledgers, entering transaction, recording balances, or for any reporting purpose. All currencies listed in the International Organization for Standardization, that is ISO 4217 standards, are supported here. The default currency set is United States dollar, that is USD. Now, consideration for defining the currency are currency code, data range, and symbols. So it is already seeded. We are not required to create currency as I have told, but we will navigate to the task and I will show you how currency is fitted here. So the task name is the managed currency. You can see here. So just select the task manage currencies and just click on this search button. All the currencies here will get displayed. So there are various currencies which are already seen in the application, but still you want any additional currency which is not available, you can just click on this add icon and add your currency by giving code, name and description and enable the same. But there are various currency already here. Like if you want to search any particular currency, you can search and see, like search for INR, currency code, I will give INR and search for it. So here you can see it is already available. Likewise, you can search for the required currency you want and you can see it is already here. And if you want to add any other currency apart from already seeded one, you can just click on the side icon, you can create, but it is not required as already currencies are created here. So this is how managed currencies task can be performed. Fine, so in our today's session, we have seen how we can create a charts of accounts, and we have also seen how we can create accounting calendar, how we can add a new year to our accounting calendar, and we have also seen how we can see the currencies which are already seeded in the Oracle Fusion application. So this is all for today. Thanks for joining.